Okay, guys, so I'm going to do an Idaho 4 reading. I haven't done one of these in a while. So this is the case of the 4 college students that were unalived. Maddie Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. This happened November 13th, 2022. I've watched this case religiously, and Brian Kohberger is being charged in their unalivings. He is currently awaiting trial. There's just a lot of discrepancies and beliefs about, do they have the right guy? There's so many players involved, and I wanted to revisit it. It just was a year of their passing a couple weeks ago, and I was kind of, I've always kind of thought about this case, but I felt like I took a big break from it. I wasn't actually as into true crime this year, which was probably a good thing. But like lately, I don't know if it's like since the year anniversary, I find myself thinking about it more. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull a card for all of the people involved that I think are of significance. This is just my personal opinion. All of this is entertainment purposes, my own opinion. I've done some readings on Brian, but I want to do just like the 2 roommates, Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk, because, there's a lot of beliefs about them and why they didn't, call 911 until like 12 hours later. And, they were in the house. Dylan supposedly saw this person and heard things, but never reported anything until many hours later after the crime. Supposedly she was like in a frozen shock phase, but then she also didn't know anything. And then there was supposedly texting between her and Bethany. There's also supposedly knowledge that Bethany has that could exonerate Brian Kohberger, but she's not really cooperating, or maybe she hasn't yet. I don't know. There's just so many things. Then there's the belief that Jack D, the ex of Kaylee, originally he was thought to be maybe just like from true crime people, like a suspect. And then he was eliminated as a suspect pretty quickly, as well as like, any other people involved. So I think that I just want to kind of check into all their energies. So I'm going to I'll do it as I go. I'm going to pull a card for each of these people I'm talking about. We're starting the reading around 2:40. All right, so first I want to pull, I'm not going to pull readings for the victims cards for the victims right now. I'm just going to pull it for the possible people that people think, could be involved in some way or another. So first let's get a card for Brian Kohberger. What is his energy around this situation? Strength reversed. Okay. I don't love that because I feel like that is someone who can no longer hold back. Like, I'm very conflicted on this. I don't want to put my personal beliefs into this. Like, when I was kind of thinking about this last night and asking Spirit for a clear sign, what I was getting is that a part of me feels like Brian is guilty, but I also feel like, unfortunately, these people had a lot of players involved in their life, karmic energies that may have not even physically contributed to what happened, but they were like almost like energetically contributing. So I don't feel the best vibes from like Dylan towards Kaylee in some videos I've seen where like they're kind of making fun. That's a whole thing that I would have to do a segue on. But so it's like, even though, let's say Brian did this and these people had no part in it, energetically, this is like, these victims had a lot of bad energy around them, is what I'm getting. So what I'm seeing with the strength reverse is that, to me, this isn't a good sign because, well, it's a good sign if you think we have the right guy, because strength is holding back and this is no longer could hold back. And this is kind of what I felt, is that a lot of people think, well, he was a true crime person. He knew the ins and outs of what to do. He wouldn't have made this simple mistake of leaving his DNA on the knife sheath. This was a well thought out planned thing, obviously. But what I think is that he may have been very knowledgeable and very calculated and very prepared. But I think perhaps this is a possibility. The night that it actually happened, I don't necessarily think he was going to do it that night. He may have had all the tools he needed in the car, but I think it was more of an impulsive thing because Kaylee Gonsalves was supposed to be leaving for another place. If he had been stalking them, which is what people suspect, then he had been thinking she was gone. And then suddenly her car's there. And so whoever wants to do this, and if Kaylee was the target, which we don't really know for sure, they just impulsively decided now or never. So while he could have been a smart guy and he could have had all his ducks in a row in terms of carrying out this crime, I still think there could have been this moment of like, oh shit, like I need to do it now, which is so crazy to think that people think like this, like I need to kill now. But it's like almost like, yes, he could have been logical and could have been like practical, but in that moment he was more emotional. And so leaving the knife sheath, which is where they found his DNA said to have belonged to him, the knife sheath, that could have been because he didn't, in that moment, he was just like, shit, I gotta do it now. So this to me is like impulses. This is not being able to hold back. Let's get a clarity card for that on Brian, the strength reversed. Ooh, oh my God, this card like flew at me. This is so weird. And it fell on the floor. Can't get it. Hold on. Yes. Losing your temper. Not balanced. And Queen of Swords. It's almost like someone said something to him. Or words were exchanged. Okay, I don't know if that happened that night. But the Queen of Swords is someone who's kind of brutal, kind of cuts someone off. And it sets someone off. So this is Brian's energy we're just tapping into right now. I don't know. This is also could be Kaylee because she's a Gemini, I believe. And this is a Gemini energy. Someone being very cold. So almost like someone rejecting him and it's sending off his temper. It's so weird. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like a part of me feels like he is guilty. But then a part of me still feels like there's something very fishy with the other players involved. That's what I don't understand, because I don't even think he had anything to do with those people. I don't think he was friends with these people. This is my personal opinion. But anyways, what I'm reading from the cards is someone's temper. I want to say someone wasn't thinking straight, but I don't think he was like insane or anything. I think he wanted to do this, but I do think this was coming from an emotional place. And I also think it was because of what someone said to him or someone cutting him off. Okay. I want to get Jack D, Kaylee's ex's energy. Now, there's just a weird energy with that around that. To me, it's like Arkham's razor. The obvious thing is that it's the ex, because to me, so Kaylee was calling Jack a million times that night and he wasn't answering after they went out. To me, that is so fishy. Then they just eliminated him as a possible suspect, but there's something around that I don't love. And then Murphy, the dog that they shared together that she was going to be taking with her as she moved to Austin, ended up in Jack's like care now. So to me, and he was saved. Murphy wasn't hurt, which I mean, I guess people that are set out to unalive humans aren't really interested in that. But all right, a card just fell, but I wasn't really ready to. So let's get Jack's energy. What is Jack D's energy around this whole thing? Okay, well, this is like Ten of Pentacles is losing your family, losing everything that you see the future with. It's losing your sense of home, your sense of stability, your sense of security. Wow. 2 10s, which is like the ending, but not ready for it to end. And this is also an impulsive move. Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. I do think this is very accurate, this Knight of Wands, for Jack's energy towards Kaylee. There was a lot of like, I guess I want to say evidence or just things brought up about his comments on her Instagram, like in the years before this even happened. Like he was always commenting like sexual things or yeah, baby, or just like whatever. That was like the person he desired, right? So this could be a crime of passion because this is all about passion. 10 of Wands reversed. He was trying to eliminate the heaviness. He couldn't deal with it. I don't know if this necessarily means he's guilty. Let's just ask one more card. Is Jack possibly a suspect? Or is this just like a weird energy? Jack D, possibly a suspect. Well, this is imbalance. This is like a rejection. This is one person giving and the other person not. So, I mean, it's not a clear answer. He definitely loved her, and he definitely had a lot of hopes for their relationship that was kind of crashing on him. All right. I might have to do a part 2. You guys, if you watch me, know I don't usually do long readings because I get like a lot of symptoms. Like my head is killing me right now. But this is an easy thing for me to do a long reading on because I'm very, very interested in it. All right, so there's 2 other people I want to at least cover, Bethany and Dylan, the 2 surviving roommates. Dylan's energy around this. Dylan Mortenson's energy around this. 4 of Cups reversed. 10 of Swords reversed. 5 of Cups. And the Lovers reversed. Okay. I do think, you know, from what I gather energetically from like all their dynamics, I don't think Dylan felt like she was part of this group. I feel like she felt rejected. She felt unimportant. They made her feel very like bad about herself, but that doesn't, it's not that they made her feel, just the dynamic wasn't healthy for her. I do think she was more of like a karmic energy for them, and they were karmic for her, but that doesn't necessarily mean she's guilty either. With the Lovers reverse, yeah, I just don't feel like they included her. I feel like she had a lot of pain that she was trying to, I think this is like complicated for her because like I said, I don't think she necessarily had anything to do with it. It's not about what I think. It's just about, well, this is what I'm saying, but that's not what the cards are saying. But what I'm saying for me is that I don't think she had anything to do with it, but I also don't think that she really cared to like call the law enforcement when she should have, because it was almost like I want to say she was almost a little bit happy that this happened, which is so fucking fucked up. But maybe she thought she was happy, but as time has gone on, she regrets it with the 5 of Cups. She regrets not coming through. But because I feel like she felt like, well, they wouldn't care if I died. Why should I care if they died? It was a little bit petty. All right. Is Dylan possibly involved in this? Knight of Pentacles and King of Cups. Well, I don't know, but it could be her partner or something. I don't know if she thought that, like, her partner had a crush on one of them, or there was definitely, like, jealousy there. Okay. What's Bethany's energy around this? This is, like, the wild card, because Bethany supposedly didn't see anything, but then she also supposedly has information that could help Brian's case. I don't know. So what's... I'm going to use a different deck, because when I start to use almost all the cards, then it's, like, not really. Okay. Bethany Funk's energy around this whole Idaho 4 thing. There was just some picture that was posted. I don't know if it was accurate. That was very weird. Knight of Pentacles. That's interesting. So her and Dylan are Knight of Pentacles. Get clarity on that. 6 of Cups. And 6 of Swords reversed. One more. This is a lot to unpack. And we have Page of Cups, which is what Jack D got. Weird. And Page of Cups is also a little bit immature, childish, emotionally stunted, you know, innocent. Okay, I guess one could say the Page of Cups is like the innocent card. But then you have Dylan, who's King of Cups. So to me, I feel like this could say that Dylan maybe knew a little bit more, was a little bit more aware than Jack and Bethany, but I'm not sure I agree with that. With the 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords reverse, I kind of feel this is like Dylan's current energy in a way, because to me this is like very nostalgic and like also past life, or I don't know, kindred spirits. So I do think right now she could be spending a lot of time thinking about that. Like, I think maybe she didn't think about it so much the last year, but I feel like it's now coming to the surface for her, and she's having a hard time moving on. I also feel that's Dylan as well. So, and then the Page of Cups is wanting to say you're sorry. I do think a lot of these people have regrets when it comes to this situation. With the Six of Swords reversed, it's like she's stuck, and a Knight of Pentacles is confirmation on that. Okay, I just want to get one card for each person, okay? So we're going to put these aside just to get clarity, because I pulled a lot. These are the 4 people that I wanted to look at, because to me, these are the 4 closest people. There's also the frat house people that people think, okay, maybe they had something to do with it. I don't know. Oh, wait, Brian. Yeah, okay. So let's get just 4 cards. Brian, Dylan, Bethany, and who was the other one? Jack. Okay. So Brian is first. Jack is going to be second. Dylan is third. Weird that that was turned over. And then I just intuitively turned over Bethany. She hasn't been able to get over this, Bethany. She definitely revisits this a lot. I think perhaps even like in her dreams, definitely in her emotions. I think she really actually is very upset about this. Dylan's scared. She's guarded. There's more to her than what we see. There's a fear, there's a worry, there's a doubt. There's also an exhaustion. Jack is being silent. He's removing himself from the situation. He's, you know, to me, this is a little bit troublesome, because it kind of almost, I'm getting this energy of like compartmentalizing. Yes. Like there's a part of him that doesn't even want to look at what happened, like a denial and an inability to face this. And Brian. Ooh, the moon. Okay. I have looked at their astrology too, which Brian, I think, is a Scorpio with a Cancer moon, which is the moon, Cancer. That's secrets and illusions. You know, it's just very weird, because I think that, like I said, I think Brian can be guilty, but it doesn't mean that these people didn't have some bad intentions, or one of them didn't. It doesn't mean that, you know, Jack D wasn't, I don't know. I don't have a clear definitive thing. If tarot readers could do that, then the world's problems would be solved, right? Because that's just what it is. But all I can say is that the moon with Brian, to me, tells me that secrets and illusions, things that are done like at night, you know, under the moon, you know, I do think, based on what I've heard, I do think not like not like an insanity plea, but I do think Brian, if this is who he really is, the way they painted him out to be, I do think he has some mental illness. I don't get like a Ted Bundy vibe from him. I don't know. I think evil, not so much. Sick in the head, maybe, based on what we've learned. But not to say that he wasn't capable of doing these things, but I think he has more of like an OCD, like obsessive type nature. So maybe compulsion issue, sadistic. I mean, obviously these crimes were very sadistic, the way they were unalive, but I just don't know if I feel it was as intentional as it was impulsive, based on some mental illness. That's just what I get all around the board. There's something about Jack D that just doesn't sit right with me. And it doesn't sit right with me that Dylan took so long to call. I don't know if these two were colluding. And then I don't know about Bethany. She's kind of played it like she has nothing to do with this. She didn't see anything. She's not involved. But also, what seemingly the only thing I've seen from her since seems like she's just trying to move on with her life, like this didn't happen. I just don't understand that. Like, if this happened to people that I was really close to, I'd be on the forefront of wanting justice for them. But I do think Dylan's a little bit afraid. I don't know what she's afraid about. And I do think Bethany is just, I don't know. What's Dylan? Dylan's Nine of Wands about. Sorry, I couldn't give you guys, oh, this came out fast. Yeah, well, they said in this article recently that she was just like doing online gaming and isolating. So I think she's really guarded. I think she was guarded before, and now she's even more guarded. She's being quiet. She's scared to say something. So I think with her, there's a lot of fear. Let me know if you guys want a part two. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.